Hello. It is midnight, I think. It's funny how lost I am with time as soon as I take my watch off. It's just, I spend like my entire day outside, so like my wrist, like you can see it, there's just that tan line that just never goes away now. Um, yeah, and I look down, I'm like, I don't know, I have no idea what time it is actually. Um, anyway, um, so the week's been pretty fun. Forgot I forgot what happened last time I posted. I don't think much really happened last time. But I feel like um last time I checked I think this morning I checked that the last post I made was about a week ago, so yeah. Today I did a number of things today actually. Oh, I'll tell you what happened. So my friend had a game night. This is gonna go back, sorry. My friend had a game night the other night, and we played a bunch of board games, and I um, had a few drinks. And during the drink, we played Unstable Unicorns, which I'm sure is a very fun game. But I was like 2 or 3 drinks in, and we were been playing for like an hour, and I was like, so many like that. They told me the last time they played it, it ran after like 3 hours, and then they just gave up. And like drunk me was not having any of it. I was like, ugh, And when someone eventually won, but in my head I was just like, I don't know if I like that game. But that's probably just because I was really sleepy. So I'm gonna assume that's what it was. Because I was having a lot of fun. And it's not even the fact that I was winning after a certain point and I got like totally kneecapped, but I was just like, someone win, because I couldn't win. I didn't have any more strategies to play. I was like, someone just win, and then the conversation devolved to like ghost stories or whatever, and blah blah blah. And basically, we were there like hours after the game had ended. It was like 4 in the morning at this point, and like I had sobered up like an hour ago. And as we were going home on the highway, I ran into an animal, and I don't know what it was, but it felt big, like a giant bunny or a small dog. And at first, I thought it was just like a metal box that someone left on the highway, and I was so pissed off. I was like, "Who the fuck?" It went like tunk, and I was like, "Jesus Christ!" And I had half a mind to just drive home and just not even deal with it, but I was like, "If I don't, let me just see it. Let me just see it." And I looked, and luckily, the damages weren't like gigantic, so whatever it was hit it right on my license plate. And because I would never show my license plate on camera, you guys don't know, but my license plate is not actually like hitched onto the front of it's not actually like bolted onto the bumper of my car. Um, um, my dad told me to get and my uncle told me like don't like fuck up the bumper, just get a little license plate thingy for the tow hitch. So so that's what I did. And so my license plate was like sticking out, and whatever it was hit it right, almost right where the license plate was. And it fucking and I was going like, it's a highway, I was going like 50, 60 miles an hour. And so whatever was hit it right on the license plate, and it cracked the bumper, but I feel like a lot of the impact was absorbed by the metal license plate. And that was like one of the few times where I was actually thankful for having that license plate sticking out like that, because like I've tripped on it. I'll be honest, I'm an idiot. I'm a clumsy idiot. Whenever I've had the car parked in the garage and like I'm at night when I forget to turn the lights on because I'm an idiot, I trip over that. I trip over that license plate, and I've always thought about like, what if I just like slice myself right on that? What if I just trip and fall and like, this is an awful thought, but yeah, whatever it was, hit it dead on, stuck a like cracked a hole right through the license plate. So like the tow hitch is like perfectly fine, um, but whatever was cleared through the license plate and cracked the bumper, um, didn't hit. As far as I can see it, Didn't hit anything vital. I hope not. I feel like a lot of the impact was. It couldn't have been like a gigantic animal. I feel like it could have been worse. So my friends, so I pulled over to the side of the road, hopped out of my car, and ran back to see what the fuck it was that I hit. At this point, I thought it was a box. I thought it was like someone just left a box on the highway, and I was like, what is that? I was so angry. My friends who were going the same way, driving home, saw me on the highway running, and so they stopped right in front of me, and they showed they my friend, he showed me. He showed me, he's like, look, there's like blood and fur all over that license plate. Like, you ran over an animal. And he was like, whatever it is, it's roadkill. It's dead now. And I was like, shit. Um, Half a second, I felt bad. I was like, oh, I just killed something. But he was like, you couldn't have seen it. It was pitch dark. Like whatever it was ran right underneath my headlights and just went, boom. So that's that. And so I'm having that settled. That's like what, $700 down the hole. It's like around. I'm rounding up generously, by the way. It's around 500 for the bumper, and then an extra 200 for a rent a car. I could just forego not being around for like the next 3 days, but I have far too many important things happening. Like I can't take a day off. I guess that's what my next topic was I can't not miss a day because I'm doing a show and like rehearsals are like every day, and every day that I don't have rehearsals I go to work, so it's like one or the other I'm gonna lose out on, and I'd rather just fuck it, just. And besides, like, ugh, I can't even say it's 3 days of work because I said Monday, but like, it's literally like 3 days worth of work for me anyway. So it's just that money's gonna get itself back. But so the bumper itself is gonna cost me 450. Again, I just rounded up to 500 just to. I like to set myself up with safety nets so that I round up all my expenses so that I know so like what I'm spending feels like a lot more, so that I feel more obligated to save more. That makes sense. Um, so there's that. That happened. It feels nice getting that sort of settled though. It was nice making those phone calls and like just getting it done and over with. Speaking of getting it done and over with, I met with a therapist the other day. Not as like a session, but like to like interview, because I'm a psychology major, and like I've met very few therapists and psychologists, and literally very few people that actually work in the field. But I had a really long conversation with a customer of mine at work, and she said that she was a local therapist, and I go, wow, that's really interesting. And she suggested, if you want, we could like discuss this. And so she gave me her contact info, and we tried for like weeks to get together until like we finally made it out, and like we hung out in a coffee shop and just talked. And I basically ran like an interview type thing of just like, what got you into it, like, what do you think of this and that and this. So she made a lot of suggestions to me, one of which was to just go to therapy just to see what it's like, just to get an idea of it. And I go, okay. And so I went, and the therapist was busy. So I didn't get to actually see a therapist. So we'll try again. I did get an appointment though, so that's neat. So we'll try it again once time permits. The other thing that happened just a few moments ago, actually, just not a few, but like an hour or so ago, was I've been learning how to. Reason why I have a guitar draped around me is I've been learning how to play a song for like the past, I want to say almost 3 years. Um, a little less than three, a little less than 3 years, probably closer to like 2 years and 8 months, maybe. Um, I forget that it's March now. Um, yeah, it would be closer to like 8 months after 2 years. But anyway, it's a song that I've been learning how to play for like a while, and I just never got around to doing. Um, not that I didn't try it. It's just like it's a struggle because it's kind of a it's Bloom by the Paper Kites, and I'm gonna play a little bit of it, and I know that it's gonna suck, and I know that I know it's not going to be the most accurate thing in the world, but the reason why is because of. Oh, that's the wrong fret. So that's the song. And I know that seems really simple, and for those that know the song, I understand that I am playing it like semi inaccurately. There's a bit there in the middle that's kind of like hard to pick out anyway, so I thought I would just make it easier on myself. But when I say learning how to play a song, um, I only consider a song learned if I can sing along to it. You know what I mean? If I can bring myself to like bring the words and the music together, that's when I feel like I've learned a song. Otherwise, I've just either learned the melody or I've learned the lyrics. But together, those two things create a song. So I've been playing the melody for like 2 years, just trying to learn that bit. It's still really hard. And tonight, I made I felt like for the past couple weeks, I felt pretty confident in like getting that down, and so I was just kind of working my way up to actually singing along to it, and I finally did. And I never really considered how badly I was at singing this song. I don't consider myself a great singer, but I'll admit to myself that there are songs that I can sing, but this doesn't sound like this is one of them. like it's a pretty calm song. Like it's more about the cadence of it, so you kind of have to have the voice for it. And so I'm not sure if I 100% have the voice for it. It's something that I will need to work on. But for now, I feel proud in saying that I can finally confidently sing along to it without stopping. I mean, I'll stop every once in a while just to fix my tune. But if I were like to go through the whole song like in monotone just to get the timing down, that was the other thing. Was just like, when do you say the next line in accordance to the it's like singing a song like 101. It's like when does your voice come in? This is the same feeling I got when I learned how to sing along to Good Riddance by Green Day. Ooh. It's all about the when do you start speaking, and also like the like just some things that threw me off. This is one of the first songs that I learned how to play on guitar was "Time of Your Life." So it's a pretty simple song, but when you sing along to it, it adds a layer of complexity to it. And for whatever reason, it was one of those songs that I just never got around to learning how to sing to. I mean, I learned a bunch of songs since, but I figured out a tactic on one of the songs I was singing. I was like, I wonder if I could use that for Good Riddance. And I tried it, and it worked. And so I've been trying to use that tactic every single time now. And so going back to Bloom by the Paper Kites, it was a little daunting, to be honest, just because the song holds a bit of emotional value to me. It was important to me at one point in my life. Not that not to say that it's not a lovely song on its own, but the reason why I was so determined to play that song was because of the emotional context that it had. And now it's been a while, so it doesn't really matter anymore, but at the same time I still felt determined because one, I still think it's a pretty song, and two, I just felt I had an obligation to myself to just see this through and finish it. So it was nice that I can play this song in particular. You know, it took me getting a new guitar, but I made it. So that's that. As far as any other news goes, I don't know. Nothing much really happened. My hair is insane. I feel like it looks a lot bigger than it actually is, just because my hair tends to flare out. But you could probably put your hand in it and it won't. Well, actually, no, it's still. I'd say I am very fortunate in that my hair is big and fluffy and wavy. This is the longest I feel like I've let my hair grow since sixth grade. In sixth grade, I went ahead and grew my hair out, but I was, ooh, that's what I was trying to prevent. I comb my hair as it was growing, and so when it grew out, it was like perfectly wavy in the same way. So like my hair is pretty curly because I don't comb it regularly, but I think it actually looks a bit better that way. And so my hair grew out like that as a result. Um, but if I even touch my hair a little bit, you can see that it tends to like straighten itself out, you know, if it's going the same way. But even then, it's still kind of real messy. But yeah. So and I vowed never to let my hair grow out like this again because it made my head look awful. And I never particularly cared for having very long hair, but now I'm obligated to keep this long hair at least until the end of production. And it's kind of growing on me, honestly. But we'll see. We'll see how I feel because I'm supposed to get a trim before the show starts, so we'll see. Anyway, that's it. I feel like I've talked long enough. I'm gonna go, and because I'm just awake because I'm waiting for my laundry, so I guess I'm gonna fold laundry. Anyways, that's it for me. I will see you guys later. Hope you all had a fantastic week. Make wise choices, and I'll see you guys next time.